Hello dear students, welcome back again. Today we will discuss about the tunnel alignment and geological factors. Before finalization of the site for the tunnel excavation, it is necessary to survey that area thoroughly, geological point of view, and to observe and study the geological setup of that area. In finalization of the alignment of tunnel, lithology, then structural features, groundwater conditions are plays very vital role. First of all, let's discuss about the lithology. In case of tunneling, rocks broadly divided into two categories. That is, first one is the consolidated, which includes the rocks which are crystalline and hard as well as tough one. Then another category is unconsolidated or soft rocks. Consolidated rocks, tunnel design, excavation method, and stability are greatly influenced by geological factors like lithology, geological structures, and groundwater conditions. Lithology provides information regarding mineralogical composition, textures, and structures of the rocks through which the proposed tunnel is to be passed is of great significance in deciding method of tunneling, blasting and excavation, strength and extent of lining, and cost of the project. Hard and crystalline rocks. This group includes all the rocks, igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. Among the igneous rocks, basalts, granites, gabbros, diorites, syenites, etc. Sedimentary rocks like sandstone, limestone, dolomites, and the metamorphic rocks like quartzite, hornfels, marbles, and gneisses. Rock bursts occurs due to the falling of rock blocks from roofs and sides due to the release of stresses, or falling of rock blocks along the fractures causes many accidents during the tunnel excavation. These hard and crystalline rocks may excavated by using the conventional rock blasting or TBM. In blasting, full face or convenient section is selected up to the pre-selected depth. The blasting is followed by the mucking, that is, broken rock is hauled out. The excavations in hard rocks are often self-supporting, hence left unlined, being these are the hard and tough. But obviously this should be any structural defects free. Then another category is unconsolidated or soft rocks. This group includes rocks like shales, friable and poorly compacted sandstone, chalks, and porous varieties of limestone and dolomites, slates, phyllites with high degree of cleavage, and decomposed varieties of the igneous rocks, that is weathered rocks. Rocks like clays, shales, argillaceous and ferruginous sandstone, gypsum, bands, and cavernous limestones have to be viewed specially with great cautions during the tunneling. Their excavation cost is low than those of the hard rock, being these are the soft. But temporary and permanent lining becomes necessary, that would involve extra cost as well as the additional time. These are some disadvantages of the soft rocks. Then attitude of the beds or the layers plays a very important role in case of the deciding the alignment of the tunnel. Let's discuss the first case where the strata is horizontally deposited. Generally, this situation is suitable or safe for the tunnel excavation, because after the excavation of the tunnel, the strata which is at roof of the tunnel and side of the tunnel may act as a girders, and they are supporting. And if rocks are hard, then there is no requirement of the any kind of the lining. So this situation is suitable for the excavation of the tunnel. Whereas in this case, beds are definitely horizontally deposited, but as compared to the previous one, these beds are thin, thickness is less, as well as there is a difference in the dimension of the tunnel or shape of the tunnel, and hence this situation is quite unsafe for the excavation of the tunnel, especially at the top, because at the top there is a bedding plane as well as some portion of rock is in hanging position, and we know that bedding planes are weak in nature, and that's why there are chances of the roof collapsing along the bedding planes, being the bedding planes are weak in nature. Hence, even though beds are horizontally deposited, this situation is quite unsafe for the excavation of the tunnel. Then next case, that is moderately inclined strata. In this category, again we can discuss separately about the if tunnel axis is parallel to the dip, and second case, that is if tunnel axis is parallel to the strike. So let's see first case, that is tunnel parallel to the dip of the layers. When such situation is there, then the layers offer uniformly distributed load on excavation. The arc action, where the rocks at roof act as a natural arc, transferring the load on the sides. Even weaker rocks might act as a self-supporting in such cases, and hence it is favorable condition for the excavation of the tunnel, and it is quite safe. Then another case, if tunnel is excavated parallel to the strike of the layers, this situation may quite unsafe, because when the tunnel is excavated parallel to the strike of the beds or at right angle to the dip, pressure distributed to the exposed layers is unsymmetrical along the periphery of the tunnel opening. One half would have bedding planes opening into the tunnel and hence offer potential planes and conditions for sliding into the opening. The bridge action is weakened due to the discontinuities at the bedding planes running along the arc. Such situation requires assessment of forces liable to act on both the sides and along the roof, and might demand remedial measures. Hence, this condition may be unfavorable or unsuitable, that is unsafe for the excavation of the tunnel. When the tunnel axis is inclined to both dip direction and strike direction, weak points of both the above situations would be encountered. Then this is another condition if steeply inclined strata. If strata is steeply inclined and tunneling is parallel to the dip, then basically formations dipping above 45 degree, quite complicated situation would arise when the tunnel axis parallel to the dip or parallel to strike or even inclined to both dip and strike directions. But in most vertical rocks, for example, when the tunnel axis is parallel to dip direction, the formation stands along the sides and on the roof of the tunnel as massive girders. And apparently favorable conditions provides all the formations are inherently sound and strong, that is structure free. So this situation is quite safe for the tunnel excavation. Then another condition, that is if the tunnel is excavated inclined parallel to the strike, that is in steeply inclined strata. Tunnels running parallel to the strike of steeply inclined or even vertical beds and number of bedding planes are intersected at roof and along the arch. So the natural beam action gets weakened. Bedding planes opening into the tunnel and hence offer potential planes and conditions for the sliding into the opening, and hence this situation is unsafe, that is unfavorable for the excavation of the tunnel. Thank you very much. Rest of the part we will be discussed in the next lecture. Thank you.